Hey everybody, It is Elsid932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, my hair feels so puffy. It is hot where I am. My car's at 105 degrees. I'm not sure I believe it because it feels worse than that. It feels worse than that. So how are you doing? How is the heat in your area? Let me know because I am internally baking, okay? But hey, glad to have everyone here. Let me change the banner. We are going to get into some unsolicited advice. This is where folks get on the internet and ask for advice. And we are here to give them our unsolicited advice. Hey, Ari, glad to have you here. Hey, Samantha. Samantha's back, y'all. Samantha is back and active in the chat. Glad to see you, Samantha. Glad everything went well. So y'all, we're going to get into this. Don't forget, Friday is going to be unscripted where you decide the topic of conversation. And there will be a post up tomorrow. So you can start whatever topics in there, what we want to talk about. Last time we talked about romance scams. And then we talked about Project Runway, which I'm going to do, which we are going to do a meet the designers sometime next week. And I haven't figured out when. But I'm ready for y'all to meet the designers, and I'm excited. Ari says it's 89, but feels like 95 where she is. Woo, child. Hey, shApp, love to hear. Supposed to be heat wave in North Carolina is laughable compared to Texas heat. Girl, I'm in Atlanta at 105. Ooh, and thank you about the hair. Yep. The hair's a little different. I'm back. That's how I heard it in my head, Samantha. So y'all, we go from mild to spicy around here. Say hello to everybody in the chat. Put your unsolicited advice in the chat. But we go from mild to spicy, and we got spicy. We got spicy. Samantha says 97. We want to know what it feel like. Probably feel like 110 in the shade. I'm just saying. I know about that Vegas heat. There's some places I only go certain times of the year. Chicago, I do not go from October to March. And Vegas, I definitely don't touch in Vegas May all the way to September at all. Hey, to go to Africa. Glad to have you here. Saying hello to everyone. Everyone. So let's get to the first item in our unsolicited advice. And as I said, we go from mild to spicy. So first item up is this is a 27-year-old female is saying her 35-year-old male boyfriend requested $200 from me to go to the strip club without me. My boyfriend of 7 years just requested $200 Apple Cash from me to go to the strip club tonight because he's broke and unemployed. After I voiced my discomfort of him going to strip clubs, and I believe he just wants to go to lust after the provocative woman. What else does a man want to go when he already has a girlfriend at that? I also poured my heart out to him over text about other things such as not feeling or feeling like she's enough physically for him or emotionally, which came to me questioning his motive as to why he wants to go to a strip club every moment, especially after things have been tense between us because I've been a little moody because of PMS. His words were, I'm home bored, thinking about going to a strip club, but I'm short of money. I feel shocked by the disrespect of him asking me to send him money to throw away at strippers because I thought he was joking to get a rise out of me. I'm just looking outside the internet, for opinions on this, whether I'm being over dramatic or feeling disrespected. I'm really close to either blocking or ghosting him over this. Am I being out of pocket? Now, her edit was people thought she was lying about it, but she provided the screenshots, which I did not pull down because it had people, his number and all that. But again, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? He asked her for $200 to go to strip club without her. If I'm financing it, I daggone shall go in, okay? There's a huge thunderstorm in DMV. I don't know how long I'll be here. Okay, stay safe, okay, to go to Africa. Hey, shApp, glad to have you. Hey, Mimi. Y'all, he sent her a request for $200 to go to the strip club. Remember, she's 27 and he's 35. You know, we usually have bigger age gaps, but I always like y'all to know the ages of these folks. So I'm saying, girl, block him. If he wants you to provide for his recreational activity, he's asking you. First of all, let me ask this. And maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Maybe I haven't been to a club in a while. What strip club is $200 going to provide me with anything at a club? I'm sorry. $200 at the strip club? The girls won't even breathe in your direction. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Samantha says, ain't no way, not one red cent. Ari says, nope, leave. I approve of the whole ghosting thing because why are you dry begging for my hard-earned money to go solo to the strip club, even if I was okay with it already, which I'm not? Why dry beg me for money just to go by yourself? Thank you, Ari. Yes, why are you begging me for money to go by yourself? If I'm sponsoring this, at least let me get to view what I'm sponsoring. But my thing is $200. Since how far or since when does $200 get you far at the strip club? You must be just going for wings, just for wings, not for wings and fangs or wings and thongs. You're just going for wings. You ain't getting much with just $200 at the strip club. First of all, you know, if you got a valet park, that's certainly something. $200 is not going far. The drinks. Just getting drinks alone, the $200 is not going to get you far, and you've got to pay the girls. The girls are working hard. The girls are working hard, and you come here with a $200 from your girl? I need you to go home, sir, or go about your business. Not wings and thongs. Well, hey, I know some places sell wings and things. They're at the club, they can be wings and thongs, okay? Your server can bring you your wings in her thong. That was my visual. But y'all let me know. You better ask one of his homies. He probably did tap out his homies. And his homies like, I got a $50 you could split. The wings are good. Yes, the wings are good at the club. I cannot fault you. I've been to clubs in Georgia. I've been to clubs in Florida. The wings, back in the day when I did eat chicken, the wings were amazing. Yes, they are. Whoever the cooks are, they know how to draw you in. They know to make sure that the kitchen and the food, you know, draws you in. But the girls, they keep you there. Okay? Okay, very honest profession. I just wonder, how do you fix yourself to ask me? How do you fix yourself to ask me for $200? And what do we get for $200 at the club, at the strip club? What is he splitting? Like $100 for food and drinks? That certainly don't include tip. And then the girls only get $100? I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? And if you're telling me to send you an Apple Pay, does the club take Apple Pay now? I know they have ATMs at the clubs, and they do charge you a fee if you bring in cash and need to turn it into dollars, so it makes some sense. But $200 to go to the club, what kind of low budget? I'm just saying. Well, if he has to dry bag his homie, that's just as bad because he's going behind her back. Right, and he's asking her, you know what? The only thing we can say is at least he's telling her what he's spending the money on. At least he's honest about going to the club, and he is just saying, I'm going to the club, I'm going to spend it on another lady. That ain't you. At least he's honest. At least he is saying, can you lend me $200 for XYZ? And it's really not that. So y'all put it in the comments below. What do you think? What is your advice for her? I tell her, run, Forrest, run. Don't give him $200. Do not pass go. Just go away. Block him. But, you know, gather your things if y'all are living together. But again, y'all, it's 7 years. What has been going on these past 7 years? I think it's 7 years of suffering because this can't be just now. This can't be just now. 7 years. So you met him when you were 20, probably bright-eyed, bushy-tail, young love. Now you're 27. I hope you wake up, young lady. I hope you wake up. So y'all, please put your unsolicited advice. And for those who think this was already spicy, this ain't spicy. We get spicier than this. This ain't the first time he asked Ari, This ain't the first time he done asked. I'm guessing Mimi was so fast typing. She's like, don't ask me for girl. Don't ask me for nothing. Not a daggone thing. Go about your business. Girl, she probably thinking she could just dance for him at home. But anyway, let's go on to the next one. The next one says, my 23-year-old female, my husband is a 24-year-old male, searched for his ex's nudes online. I, a 23-year-old female, caught my husband, a 24-year-old male, was Googling his ex's name, her tattoo descriptions, trying to find nudes and videos of her. We've been together for 2 years. He cheated on me with her early on, but she didn't know I existed. They dated for 2 years, about a year before we did, and he's been obsessed since. He told me he even put photos of her in a forum online to try to get others to find her stuff for him. He says he's just curious because I told her years ago that she'd done some corn stuff. He wanted to prove me wrong, that she wouldn't do that, but he never told me. And, goes on these searches for her on corn sites. She's like, we have 2 kids, no money. I'm not even working due to the kids and health stuff. Why the would I even do? And please tell me this is normal or okay, or is he gaslighting me? He is obsessively searching for his ex's corn online. Ari's like, what? This is why I stay single. These men are raggedy and get. That's how I heard it in my head, Ari. Why do you care about your ex like that? Alexa, play Obsessed by Mariah Carey. Yes, he does seem obsessed. And I don't think it's because she said something about his ex. He's just curious. He wanted to prove you wrong. Why would you say something like that? And if he cheated on you early on, why are you still with him? Why are you still with him if he cheated on you early on? And he cheated on you with this lady and he's still searching for her. Where's, from another channel, where's my good sister Obsessed with the Mess? Because this guy seems to be obsessed with the mess. Okay? He seems obsessed with the mess because he is searching all over for his ex's nudes. Why? Why, sir? Why you care? Hey, Sunshine, glad to have you here. Why is she still involved with him? She needs to see that he's not really into her. Exactly. He cheated on you with the ex, and now he's online searching, asking people to find his ex's nudes because he thinks she did corn. Why are we invested in that, sir? Why do you care? Are you looking, maybe he's looking to see if he was the co-star in some of these. Maybe he's just concerned. Y'all just hear me out. Lindsay, where's my advocate? Maybe he's concerned that the corn she has uploaded, maybe he's her co-star and he don't want it out there. Maybe. What do y'all think? Look high and low in the bushes like Cynthia. Yes. Samantha, you already know my stay single rant. Shake my head. She should have been left. Hey, Letitia, glad to have you here. So maybe he's concerned that his performance is out there as a part of her upload for her corn. Maybe he's, it's not the recent stuff. He wants to make sure that the videos they made together, the amateur stuff, it stays between them. Maybe that's his concern. Because him searching high, low, and everywhere when he has already sampled the goods, okay? When he's already been with that ex, why would he do that? Sunshine said he insecure with himself. And Ari's telling me basically I'm full of it because she doubted. She doubts it. She doubts he looking to make sure he is not her co-star. I cannot give him one bit of grace. You're better than me, Elsa. Samantha, we gotta look on the other side. We gotta, look at this from all angles. The brother could be like, wait a minute. She got it out here. Mimi says, girl, stop wasting your time on this dusty behind. Rise above the mess. Hey, Sunshine and Rain Garden. Glad to have you here. This girl this girl's man is searching for his ex's nudes high and low. Well, I don't know how low, but he certainly has been searching for them nudes high and low. And then, young lady, you said, you're 23, he's 24. You said, we don't know how long they've been together. Oh, she said, we've been together for 2 years. We have 2 kids and no money. Yeah, why are we at 23 and 24 together for only 2 years and got 2 kids already? The math ain't mathing for me. The math ain't mathing for me. Why are we that young together for 2 years and got 2 kids together already? It better be twins. It better be at birth twins at that. You're cracking up, Sunshine. Glad you can have a chuckle. This is a channel for chuckles. We're not going to be covering what's in mainstream media. We are not going to be covering cases out there, but it may have a little sprinkle that associates with those things that we can certainly discuss. Okay? Yeah. Why do we have 2 kids in 2 years? Best to be twins. She's desperate if she's willing to tolerate him and his antics. She should feel that she deserves better. She needs to leave him. Thank you to go to Africa. Not at all. By 25, she will have 5 kids. Girl, love the sprinkle. By 25, she'll have 5. She better not. You 2 years in with this man. He already cheated on you early on with the ex, and you're keeping him, and you're having his baby. Girl, you're setting yourself up, and you're setting them kids up. And now he's searching for his ex's corn online. Girl, if you don't find a way of getting your behind up out of there, because if he's searching, he's going to search until he finds. And if he doesn't find, he's going to be grumpy because that ex is still on his mind. He showed you who he is. Yes, why are we making babies for someone who cheated early on? Why are we doing it? If he's cheated early on and you accepted it, you know he thinks he could do it over and over again because you're going to do what? You're going to grant him grace. So, y'all, that is only the second one. We get spicier and spicier around here. And what is your unsolicited advice for her? We're like, girl, grab up your 2 kids, kiss the 2 years gone and keep it pushing. I was watching a TikTok video where the woman was 5 months pregnant and her boyfriend, whoever, demanded that she make chicken parmesan when she just got home from work. Yeah, I've seen those things. He's not her problem. She is her biggest problem, right? She has accepted the foolishness from him. And Sunshine just put it eloquently, run. Let's get to the third one. Y'all, we get spicy and spicier. I didn't think it was this much spice, but I guess we getting there. We getting there. Now, we do not age discriminate at this channel, okay? All ages are welcome. So this one says, my 51-year-old female wife of 30 years wants to open our relationship. And I, a 51-year-old male, said no. Okay, I'm not saying grandma to be disrespectful, okay? But my children's grandma, my mom is 60-something. But 51-year-old female is asking her 51-year-old husband of 30 years to open the relationship. He starts, she is having a midlife crisis, lost weight, started exercising, started wearing makeup. I played with the idea of opening our relationship for a while because we are so close and we have a fantastic relationship for 30 years. She started a secret non-sexual relationship behind my back, but told me about it later. This is now 3 weeks after she told me, and I am losing my mind. I told her I cannot go through with it. Her reaction was that she doesn't want to lose me and will stop. On one level, I feel better, but on another, I don't know what to expect. This is just a menopause thing. And can she get over this feeling of wanting freedom again in life? I know she loves me very much, but I'm not mentally strong enough to handle this situation. Yo, he's 51. She said she need this relationship open. And she went and she put out applications And she interviewing applicants before she even tell him. Fiery hot. It's actually orange, but it looks red on the. Ari says, "Sir, divorce. Open the door for foolery expeditiously." I wouldn't trust her after that. I agree with you, Sunshine. Y'all, please put in the chat what your unsolicited advice for her and for him is, because, ma'am, you are 51. I understand. I understand the temptation. You have lost weight. You are exercising. You're wearing your makeup. You feel like you're in your best prime at 51. You are 30 years married, but this is not the time to go looking out there for foolishness. There is piss in that dating pool out there. I'm sorry. I had to say it. I had to say it. The water ain't clean out in that dating pool. If she's willing to do all this behind his back, she will do more. Who's to say she didn't? I can believe that she loves him, but unfortunately for him, she is in a whole new place in this later season of her life. Be prepared to move forward without her. That is Samantha. Now, y'all, it's 30 years of marriage. Are we getting rid of 30 years? We don't know how many kids. 30 years. She is now snatched, looking good, putting on makeup. Grandpa, and this is respectful, Grandpa at 51, are you not telling her she's looking good? Are you not taking her out and saying, "Oh, look at my wife, she's beautiful"? Because Grandma's looking for something out there that she's not getting at home. She's out there because, and you'd say it's menopause. Now, many women at 51, yes, they go through menopause, certainly, but she's not acting like it's menopause, okay? Some of us with menopause and perimenopause, we suffer. We suffer. Yes, we do dress and look good, but we ain't doing the makeup and everything, going out there looking for a boy toy when we got 30 years of marriage at home. They should seek counseling. There's a reason she feels she wants to go in that direction. Right. Why is she opening up the relationship? She will see it when it's too late. Girl, she will smell the aroma of the contamination out there in that dating pool. She'll smell it and she'll come right back home. At 30 years, you know what happened in 30 years? Her kids are probably having grandkids. She probably doesn't feel like she could be a grandma right about now. So let's put it this way. She is 51. They had 30 years of marriage. That means they got married in their 20s. So now her kids are in their 20s. They're probably having babies, getting married. And she's like, wait a minute. I'm still cute. I've still got it good. I got no babies at home, but my babies are having babies. She's turning in a 3 or 4 at her big age. Well, hey, maybe she wasn't, because she met Grandpa in her 20s and she was very, very good, very demure, very mindful. She married her sweetheart, and then they went and had kids. And now she's like, wait a minute, I did not have my 3 or 4 phase. It's time to go to Africa, which I can understand if she hadn't started going behind his back and lying about it. For me, it would have been too much with the lying and scheming. Now, for those who like this lady, 51, who wishes to open their relationship, please make sure you have the conversation of closing the relationship along with the legs, okay? Let's just say you want to open this relationship. What if one partner is no longer comfortable and say, hey, I had my fill, we good, let's get back to just the 2 of us, let's stop all of this. What happens when one partner wants to close what's open and the other partner does not? Y'all have to talk about opening this relationship and closing the door. We ain't talking about the church trying to hold you ransom for money. But when do you close that door? She's looking good, feeling herself, as the unfiltered doll reaction always say, looking good, feeling good, and smelling good. She's looking good, feeling herself, and wants to live life that she believes is carefree and unbridled. Funny to say bridled. I wonder if that is part of what she wants out of the relationship or out of the open relationship. Maybe Grandma wants to be bridled. If you catch my drift, this is adults only in this conversation, please. Enjoying this live, first time catching Unsolicited Advice. Glad to have you here, favorite T. We get really, really funny around here, okay? We get from spicy. This is the middle ground. We get really, really spicy in the end, and this spicy today is real spicy because I need to know from folks out there, what would you do? Okay, what would you do? Samantha, you started it with the unbridled. You started it. I would just finish it. It's the chat. The chat starts things, and I will definitely go there. A deeper conversation needs to be had about the situation she is seeking. What is she missing or seeking? Right. Something is missing. She's looking good, feeling good, smelling good, and grandpa is not fulfilling it. Elsa is spicy and funny. Girl, and I'm spicy and funny within YouTube barriers. Yeah, grandma is, well, not grandma. I say that respectfully because I had a grandma who was 51. 51, she's out there. She says, let's open the relationship. Before grandpa could blink, she done had applications. She done been 3 weeks in, taking applications and resumes, and she been interviewing. He didn't even have a time to blink before she started doing that. The hormones start raging in some women when they go through menopause, and their husbands may not be able to satisfy their needs. He may not be able to get her there. But on this channel, we believe that, to get to the land of Oz, and Oz is, spelled with the big O and then a Z. To get to the land of Oz, or the promised land, we call it, there are many different routes. And though he at 51 may not be able to keep up with her physically, there are other items and hills, valleys, and slopes and directions they could go in to still get there. So maybe they need to have an intimacy coach or intimacy therapist. Maybe they just need to. I'm glad you're having a kiki. This is you come here to laugh and kick it up and give your unsolicited advice. So let's get to the next one, because grandma, I need you to keep on exercising, keep on a diet, get grandpa to exercise with you a few times. Maybe he need to get a little bit fit. Maybe he got a little bear gut because he just sits down and watches his sports. Yes, I am stereotyping grandpa at 51, okay? But maybe, he needs to, compliment and take it out every now and again. But you'll need a counselor, regular counselor for your marriage, and you may need an intimacy counselor, because if there's other issues, grandpa may need some help, okay? It's never a good thing to make a man feel insecure. Never, ever. I'm going to guess the guys that she's with are younger. Well, the quickness, she got them applications out, and she got people coming with their references, I'm sure. Grandma, if you're taking applications like this, you better make sure that you also get their, medical records. But that's if y'all agree to keep the marriage open. The Magic Mike type, I'm not a Magic Mike type, because guess what? Some of the Magic Mike types may look good, but they might not have stamina, and they may not be gifted and blessed down yonder. That's just my take in the past of the Magic Mike types that I have dated in the past, okay? Many 51-year-olds don't look and feel their age. Look at J-Lo and all the celebrities we see every day. Right, they do not look or feel their age. Yes, J-Lo is a perfect example. J-Lo with a 51-year-old man, I'm not sure. It'll have to be one that can keep up with her. Certainly we see her dating history, her marriage history. Certainly maybe those men could not keep up with her. But, J-Lo is a celebrity. She's of a certain echelon. So definitely, Samantha says so true. Nia Long, Taraji, the ladies of the 50+ category are looking good, physically, able, and sometimes they need the men that are younger. Wasn't it oh my gosh, Miss Ross's daughter, that she came out and said she dates the younger men because their mind is more open to things, and they're less restricted in their thoughts and thought patterns. So hey, but he at 51 could still learn that. Okay, her midlife crisis is opening up the relationship. His may have been buying a vehicle or something, high ticket item, and he's happy and satisfied. Now we got to get grandma satisfied, and there may be toys, okay, different kinds of toys that we could do to get grandma satisfied and still doing well. Yes, Tracy Ross had that interview where she talked with Michelle Obama and her brother about her dating younger men because they're not restricted mentally with different things. But y'all, that is number 3. Let us move on to the next one, because we get spicier and spicier as we go along. And I know the last one gonna kick y'all heels. The last one definitely gonna kick y'all heels up. A question for the men or women if you've been here too. 45-year-old male and 45-year-old female with a relationship question. Okay. My husband, a 45-year-old male, and I, a 45-year-old female, have been married for 22 years. He always had a degree of ED. But in the last year and a half, it doesn't even so much as twitch. I have been very supportive of him, telling him I understand, even though we don't know why this is happening. That I would go to the doctor with him. I would give him pleasure, even though he couldn't finish. So basically anything he wanted or needed. I've begged, I've explained how terrible it makes me feel when we haven't been intimate that long, and I feel unwanted. This has been happening a whole year and a half, but is obviously getting harder to deal for me. I even told him I was joining a support group for people in my situation because I'm so desperate, and he's like, great, I support you. I finally sat him down and told him I can't take this anymore. My self-esteem has plummeted, and all I'm asking for is to help me out. Intimate kissing, touch me for Pete's sake. He said he'd try. I told him if nothing changes, I'm going to leave him. Well, what do you know? Nothing has happened. He's not made a single advancement to help the situation. Nothing. My question is, am I doing something incorrectly? Is there something more I can do? I don't really want a divorce, but I don't want to be with someone who doesn't care about my feelings. I get he feels bad about himself, but I truly do. But I'm so supportive of him. I don't judge him. Does this mean I should give up? Please help. Put it in the comment then, Samantha, so we can talk about it so I can remember it, okay? As a great topic for Friday. Many women totally really don't believe they're over 50 take care of themselves than those younger. Either go to the therapist or leave. If he refuses to go, it wouldn't get any better. Mimi's like, woo, child. You know what caught me on this one? To go to Africa says, as always, we advise him to see a doctor. She did. What got me on this one was the very second sentence when she said it doesn't so much as twitch. I nearly fell out. Mr. El Cid was, what are you laughing at? I said the description, because this person wrote it like they knew we couldn't read but so much for the internet. They wrote it knowing we had to have certain grammar for the internet, not so much as twitch. Couldn't even finish. It just is written by someone who knows what we go through. She should not assume that's because of a lack of physical attraction. Right. She should not assume it may be, physical. It may be, and the nurses in the chat could tell, it could be high blood pressure. It could be stress at work. It could be a whole gamut of things. He is 45. We're seeing that young men in their 20s are having some level of ED. Now, the great thing is you say you're supportive, but we have to also see a therapist, because your way of being supportive may not be translating to him as supportive. He may still feel like his judgment. He may still feel less than whenever you bring it up, even if you have the most gentle of tones. So we cannot negate that. I need Lindsay back here because I'm getting exhausted being the advocate out here. Okay. Now, therapist, yes, he needs to see the doctor. Make that appointment for him if you have to. And of course, go with him. It's going to take a whole lot of tries. A whole lot of tries. But you said it's been a year and a half. Usually when this happens and it starts within 6 months, they advise you to start going to see a doctor. Anyway, this is also telling me he ain't doing an annual checkup. Or if he is doing an annual checkup, he certainly ain't telling his doctor anything. Because Lord knows, some men, not all, some men, even though they can tell the doctor whatever they want, they don't tell him all that's going on with them. I think a topic of younger men, older women. I think Cher is still in her 30-something-year-old. It's an interesting dynamic. It is. It's not one that I can, hate on at all. I hope he doesn't find out she wrote this. I would never share this with anyone. She shouldn't leave him. He might be embarrassed and she's making it worse. Right. We're here. We don't always say it's time to leave, but this we are saying go to the doctor, go seek a therapist. There are ways in which y'all can work through this. And again, you can get to the promised land, the land of Oz, by using many different paths on the yellow brick road. Okay. There are many different ways y'all can adjust to be intimate with each other. And, sometimes, young lady, you may have to take things in hand yourself. Okay? You may have to handle your business yourself. Granted, yes, you want to have this time with your partner, but this ain't what it is. While he's working through, you'll have to also talk about, will he feel insecure if you decide to handle your business and get there yourself? We don't want to see you in a few years being like the lady earlier in the previous story where she now want to open the relationship. Please don't do that. Why do I get the feeling we're missing some context? We could be Ari. We could be, hey, shApp, glad to have you here. Young lady here, 45-year-old, she and her husband, 45. She said 1.5 years, he been experiencing ED. It don't even twitch anymore. That's what got me when she said that. But she asked him to work on it, and he has not worked on it for some time. But we don't know. She said he's been dealing with it for 1.5 years. We don't know how much time, at least I don't remember how much time she gave him to work on it, and said, I may leave you if you don't work on it. So if nothing changes, not a single advancement, but it's like, how much time? It's been 1.5 years. Hey, cousin, thank you. Thank you. I have to go back. Have a conversation. Geez, that's a very sensitive subject for a man. Exactly. She might be taking matters into her own hands, which fuels her frustration. It could fuel his frustration, but it could give him the time he needs. And she ain't harping on him to get her where she needs to go. Unless he's lacking motivation and desire, there is hope. Right. And as I said, if you are saying you're encouraging him, you're very nice, it may not translate. He's already feeling like something is off. He could be having psychological challenges. Her pressure may be increasing his stress, making her less desirable to him. That could be it. That's why they definitely need that therapist. Moondust Angels, glad to have you here. Glad to have everyone who's come in. Hey, Sanders, you are a resident RN. Medical professional, sounds like a health issue. Thank you, Sunshine. We have another medical professional here as well. At 45, he should be willing to please her as much as possible. Right. You don't always need your appendage to, pleasure your wife. That's all I'm saying. Where are you going with this new style? Your hair is beautiful. I'm going right here with y'all. And then, after that, I'll see if Mr. Elsid wishes to view his new wife. I'm saying at the house, girl, it is too hot to go anywhere but here in the air conditioning. Thanks to Go to Africa for welcoming everybody in. Hey, Nestor, Shackle Shuffle, Walk of Shame. So yeah, so she said it don't even twitch. It's been 1.5 years they've been dealing with this. It may be stress. We're saying this is not irreparable. See a doctor, see if this is physical, certainly see a therapist, certainly marriage counseling, and move from there. But in the meantime, you can definitely, get yourself to the promised land. Okay? Get yourself there while he's getting himself, in the race. He better take you out somewhere looking nice. Girl, I didn't want to go out in the car or nothing. And he come back from the gym. But I appreciate it. Maybe on Friday. Love to hear new and fabulous. Look amazing. Thank you. Maybe I'll do this here for when we do the meet the designers for Project Runway. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe not even a twitch. That's what she wrote. If you zoom in, the second line say it don't even twitch. And that is what took me out. It took me out. And y'all know if it took me out, it had to be something. So y'all, please list your unsolicited advice. We're saying here in the chat that she, see the doctor, go for counseling, maybe an intimacy coach. Certainly there are many ways to the promised land, the land of Oz, the big O. There are many different ways to get there. Certainly it helps if you're with your partner, if that's what you want. But again, he's got something he's dealing with, and y'all got something y'all are dealing with together. But it's kind of premature to, say you're going to leave him. And it's been a year and a half. Sister, I don't know how you lasted a year and a half, because, at the 3-month mark, I'd already be scheduling a doctor myself, and I'll be making sure we go to the doctor. You'll have your time with the doctor privately to talk, but if he's having his yearly checkups, he ain't telling the doctor everything that's going on. And if it's psychological, he may just need, a therapist to, get his mind off of stress. Maybe you'll need spa days to relax. We don't know, but a professional can certainly help you. But yes, everybody, please put your unsolicited advice there, and we can get to the spiciest of them all. I don't know how y'all gonna feel about this one, but I certainly was excited to offer our unsolicited advice. Oh, thank you. To go to Africa, view everyone in this group like family and friends. I think it's good to greet everyone. Thank you. Seems very direct and wants what she wants, communication. Mimi says she will definitely be praying for them. Yes, thank you so much, Mimi. So this last one, okay, I'm going to try to keep these to an hour so everybody can have little bite size and see it. So my 32-year-old female, my husband, a 34-year-old male, is upset because he came home from work early and I was charging my Bob toy. Battery operated boyfriend. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. So I'll say it again. My husband is upset because he came home from work early and I was charging my Bob toy. How can I fix this? I've been with my husband for 9 years. We've always had a good, intimate life, in my eyes. Lately, the frequency has gone down from 5 to 6 days a week to 2 to 3 days a week. But not only because we have different work schedules, but when we do have intimacy, it's always great for me. We will do it when we can, but because of his work schedule, it's less often than we both would like. We've always been pretty, intimate, positive. We use toys together. He knows I use them on myself if he's not at home or isn't in the mood. I know he does the same as well. Everything has been fine. But yesterday, he came home early from work and I was charging one of my Bobs. I planned to use it by myself that night, so I was charging it. He also never comes home early from work, so it's not something that I expected. And in the rare times he does, he always tells me he's on the way. But he came home, came into the bedroom, and the toy was charging on my side table, and he got upset. He was accusing me of wanting the toy more than I wanted him. I have never turned down intimacy with him for a toy. I'd rather be intimate with him. He's always eager to use the toys in the bedroom and will pull them out when we're together. I thought we were on the same page. If I knew he was going to be home, I would have planned an intimate evening. It's the next day, and he still isn't talking to me. He slept on the couch last night and told me to have fun with my Bob, which I didn't because I was upset. This is completely unexpected from him. Does anyone have any insight on why he may be reacting like this, or know how I can talk him and reassure him about this? Hey, let's talk about it. Sunshine, what? Girl. Girl. Woo. He should be glad it's not your friend, Bob, okay? Should be glad it's just initials for battery operated boyfriend. Rhonda, you got the chat all laughing. He started an argument for what? For what reason? How old is he? 12? Right. Even 12-year-olds, some of them know how to share those kinds of toys. It shouldn't be that serious. I would have done what he said gladly. Yes, he said enjoy yourself. See, shApp, you and I are the same kind of petty. I would have certainly enjoyed myself. and he would have heard me while he was on the couch. That I trust and believe he would have heard me from the couch. He started an argument with intention. He came home early for a reason, and that has nothing to do with Bob. He may be feeling like he can't get it together anymore due to changes in testosterone levels or the schedule, you know? Neither can be mad when they're on the opposite schedule and never talked about it. See, are we on a schedule? Is there visitation rights with Bob? It sounds like it's an overreaction for sure. I would hope that he's willing to talk about what is really going on. He always felt a way about it, never addressed it. Sunshine, you're hearing it. So he's jealous of her toy? Apparently, he's jealous of it. So here's my thing. I haven't seen it in the chat yet, and y'all are usually on with me. Why we come home early? Hello? Hello? Why did we come home early? What was he up to early that the Bob done changed the trajectory of the conversation? That's all I'm asking. I have questions. You know, we always have questions around here. He's acting like a literal boy toy when it's not. She's cheating and using it as an excuse. Oh, he's cheating. Looking for trouble will get your feelings hurt. I'm just asking, why did he come home early? We never got that. We missed that. He came home early for a reason. Was he sick from work? Was he stressed from work? Was he let go from work? We don't know why he came home early all of a sudden, because she said he never comes home early. And ma'am, you charging it, you know, ma'am, this is what it tells me. You don't know how to turn things around, because he's going to come home seeing Bob charging on the side, and I'll be like, honey, you just in time. Let's go. You just in time. Let's go. Oh, he may be using it as an excuse. He could be. He could be. My then significant other was a diabetic, was experiencing some problems every now and then, so he introduced me to Bob. And when he found out I was enjoying Bob without him, he threw it away. I'm sorry that y'all have such narrow-minded individuals. They really need to discuss the reason he's irritated this time. She should find out if he's lost a job and having difficulty discussing it. Exactly. Good question. Yep, true. He forgot when he saw Bob. He forgot everything. Hey, let's talk about it. He forgot everything except now he's mad at Bob. Is something else going on with him? And she didn't even turn it around and say, oh, honey, you're right on time. I was hoping you came home early. That could have diffused the situation. Could have, maybe not, but it could have diffused the situation. He might have wanted to get it in, but got upset when he saw the toy. You can say you're just warming it up for him. I was just waiting for you to get home. I pulled it out, make sure it's fully charged for when we get together. She don't know how to. How long you been married to him? And she don't know how to handle these 9 years? Girl, it's been 9 years. Was he coming home from work or coming home? I don't know. I was wearing my husband out and he took me to get a Bob, honey. Well, when we have a member wall, we'll talk more about Bobs, okay? We can talk about Bobs when we get behind a member wall. I'm a heavy proponent for Bobs, okay? And I have found myself usually I'm introducing Bobs and the introduction of Bobs with a significant other, okay? I'm just saying. I'm wondering if her comfort with turning to Bob really is getting more and more underneath his skin and his insecurity. She said 5 to 6 times a week. Now, I'm sorry. I'm too busy for 5 or 6 times a week. I'm sorry. This don't make no sense at all. 9 lonely years if Bob is needed. Well, she didn't say. She just said recently. We don't know exactly how long, but just recently. Ari said she wanted to talk about Bob. What did Bob do? Bob was about to do. Bob was being charged up to do. And Bob didn't get to do the do because hubby upset and he wanted to sleep on the couch. Man, I would have been psychological warfare. I would have been petty because I would have made sure it was the loud Bob that you could hear the zzz, and you can hear it when the house is quiet. You would hear when the house is quiet, and I would be when Harry met Sally, you'll be hearing all kind of breathing techniques. You thinking I'm using Bob when I'm not? Oh, I would have been petty. But that's not a healthy way of doing things. That is not healthy at all. But I would have been petty. What did Bob do? Bob was trying to do a lot. Bob was trying to help the situation. Bob been there before. Okay? Perhaps he's a little insecure since he can't perform the same. But she's not saying he has performance issues. Let's talk about it all. She's just saying his schedule doesn't permit him to be performing as much. Not as many, as I say, call curtains for the week. It used to be 5 to 6. Now they've gone down because the schedule has changed. Yes, hubby doing too much. But what is he doing? Why is he home early? And why couldn't she change it as, I was getting it ready and warmed up for later? Hey, so no matter what time he got home that day, you've been like, everything's ready when you get home. But this time, he didn't tell you he was on his way home. This time, he just came home early. Surprise! Guess what? You got the surprise. shApp said, yeah, right. I would have been shouting, girl. It would have been when Harry met Sally. The of it all would have been out there. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I had to give a fake shout. shApp. I blame shApp. She took me there. He gonna have to make some time that he gonna have to do some makeup. He gonna have to do some makeup time, or he gonna be on the couch on another level of pity. Petty, yes, I'm on another level of petty. It would have been, you would have thought somebody named Bob was in the room with me. That's all I'm saying. Who has the time or energy to do that 5 or 6 times a week? Thank you, Moon Dust Angel. I was waiting for somebody to go there. I must be very vanilla because I'd be far too tired for that. It's just me who thinks it's a bit much. Hey, she said they've been married 9 years. They're 30-some years old. Some people do 5 or 6 times. Some people do every day. Some people do twice a day. Now, remember, in a previous unsolicited advice, someone asked how many times is too much in a week. And we told them it's up to you and your relationship. Is he trying to catch something and caught something? Or he caught it. He saw the one-eyed monster that she had. Maybe he don't measure up to Bob. Maybe the last time. Okay, hear this. Wait a minute. Here's what came into my adult mind. Maybe the last time they utilized Bob, maybe Bob excited him and he's dealing with those feelings. Maybe they utilized Bob, and in using Bob, he got excited a little too much about Bob, and he now is taking it out on Bob. Because not all Bob, this Bob ain't a builder. So I'm not sure. Because remember the other unsolicited advice, there was a husband who had his own toy bag hidden from his wife. This one ain't hidden. This one is, we use it together. We talk about it. Now they got to talk about what happens. I can't use it when you ain't around. What if you got an overnight shift? I got to hold out and wait. Hey. So I'm not getting hot and bothered by a toy. Yes, hey, if he is handling a toy, if a toy was handled accidentally on him and he got excited about it, it may, be a turn off for him. And now he's taking it out on the toy. That's just a possibility. See, Advocate Lindsay is not in here. She's usually the one that comes up with these things. Now I got to put that hat on. Lindsay, you need to come back, okay? When does it 5 to 6 times on a busy schedule? Is wicked, girl, is wicked. He's too insecure for my brain to comprehend this. He is a bit insecure. And this can be worked out. We're not saying leave. We're just saying y'all need to have a conversation. We need to have rules of engagement as far as Bob is concerned. Because Bob can't be taking the hits without you getting a hit from Bob. That's all I'm saying. Yes, thank you, Ari. Please hit the like button. Yeah, we can't be taking this out on Bob. Bob is just sitting there being charged, doing what he needs to do, sitting there very, very demure, very mindful until he's, got to put in work. And here comes hubby early when all Bob is doing is charging. Now I can understand if hubby walked in and she was already in full swing with Bob. If she was already full swing and Bob is like, dang girl, it's early. The sun ain't even dipped. I'm not saying you need to only use Bob at night. But I'm saying he could be like, dang, I'm early. How long you and Bob been seeing each other without me? Y'all need to have rules of engagement. He's mad that the toy is that good at his job. And you have to be mindful of that. I just don't have the time for that many. I love bonding with my partner in other ways as well. It's not all about the main course. Right. Sometimes, we can get full with just sides. It's not about the main course. It's not about the full entree. Sometimes the sides could, satisfy our hunger. shApp, give me the phone. Ari always trying to confiscate phones. He's too bothered by Bob. But I'm still concerned. Why did you come home early? What prompted you to come home early? Because you didn't come home early knowing that Bob was charging, unless y'all got an app for Bob. You didn't know Bob was charging, but you changed the conversation to Bob. You're hiding something. Then Bob has always been between the sheets with y'all, and now it's a problem. Couldn't you have asked the question, hey, why is Bob out? Were you preparing a main event early? What we having tonight? 2 scoops? I mean, you could have asked the question instead of immediately taking it out on Bob. But I love that y'all are putting your unsolicited advice in the comments. Please make sure you like the video. This is what we do here on Unsolicited Advice. I pull up all kinds. I'm trying to keep it down to just over an hour so that everybody can enjoy our unsolicited advice. Is he really bothered by Bob, or is Bob bigger? Well, since he used it before and used it quite a while, we don't know what quite a while is. I don't know why he's bothered by Bob. I think the reason why he came home early is why he's bothered. The bottom line is speculating about the reason for his reaction will not resolve the problem. They need to communicate. Thank you to Go to Africa. Y'all, please make sure y'all like the live. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and your notification bell is on so you know when we do this. We're doing this twice a week. Friday is unscripted. We could talk about anything. And if Samantha remembers, when the post comes out tomorrow, we talk about maybe, we start the conversation about older women, younger men on Friday in the unscripted section. But we do have Project Runway. We do have that coming up. I'm probably going to do that next week to cover Meet the Designers. And I have a cutesy for y'all to see some of their designs that are on their Instagram. So we definitely have Meet the Designer. We still have Somebody's Son on Tuesday. And I'm probably going to be doing Match Me Abroad with actually Aubrey on her channel. So y'all will know where I am. And I have a post. Love is Blind. Apparently Mexico season 2 is coming out this year too. I don't know where we're going to fit this all in, but we'll be here. And Alone season 12, my recaps are up usually on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. So yes, have a great evening, everyone. Thank you all for another great episode. Thank you, Samantha, as well. And I will see you on the next one.